Hey there, welcome to day 2 of our October 2021 free Get Up and Go Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and today, WIIFU. What's in it for you? This is the day where we're going to talk about why the heck should you do this challenge? What's in it for you to do this challenge? I'm going to talk at least about 5 things, and then I want you to think about what's in it for you. Why would you want to do this challenge? We're going to share a tool, a quick tool that you can use, and identifying where you're at with respect to change and challenges and your resistance to change and challenges now, so that we can work on lowering that resistance and making sure that changes and challenges become automatic for you. And then our action item is going to be to share one reason that you want to do this challenge, one reason you're in it to do this challenge, what you want to get out of it, or your set point. You can share your pre-COVID set point, your COVID set point, what happened when COVID first hit. I like to look at that. And then your post, where you're at right now. I'm most curious about where are you at right now. And I'll explain what the scale from 1 to 10 is when we get to that. But first, let's talk about, most of us have heard WIIFM. What's in it for me? And whenever we do something, make a choice, make a decision, decide we're going to look into something, or curious about something, the first question we ask in our head, whether we know it or not, is, what's in it for me? Why should I do this? Why should I help you? Why should I answer that question? Why should I participate? Why should I go to work? Why should I stay home? Why should I wear a mask? Why should I not wear a mask? Whatever the question is, we have to know what's in it for us, or we don't take action. We don't do it. So I want to share right off the bat, and I want you to think about it too. What is in it for you to participate in this challenge? Well, it's quick and easy, right? Number 1, it's not very painful, 10 minutes or less a day to create something in your life that will last forever. I think that's a pretty good payoff for an investment of 10 minutes or less a day. And for some of us, it won't take 10 minutes. So what are some reasons to do this particular challenge? Number 1, you get the ability to automatically handle changes and challenges from now on. Once you go through this, and it doesn't take the whole challenge to figure that out, but what we want to do is go through each of the different areas and aspects of our life and give you an opportunity to apply the framework to each of those areas and aspects of your life, so you know, leaving the challenge, that you absolutely positively can add it and use this on any area or aspect of your life. It allows you to align with your values, the things that are really important to you, and your path, where it is you want to go in your life. It allows you to be a role model and example for other people on how to handle changes and challenges and problems and setbacks and obstacles for your kids, for your coworkers, for your friends, for your family, for your parents, for the people that you interact with on a daily basis. It allows you to show people that they don't have to freak out and handle things badly. They can have and demonstrate emotional intelligence and handle them well, just like you do. It's the fastest, easiest way for you to get from where you are to where you want to be. I have used this challenge. This is our 9th 30-plus day challenge. Now, I have personally used this to move the needle in every area and aspect of my life. And we'll talk about the different areas and aspects of our life. Normally, I talk about 7, but I've made that 9 in April of this year because I've started studying a couple more areas of our life that I think are foundational, and they really benefit me and you as well. The things I learn, I want to make sure that I pass on to you. Number 5, this is all about you. This challenge is all about you creating something in your life, a tool, a habit, a practice, a way of dealing with things in your life that becomes automatic, as easy as breathing, so that you, whenever you're faced with a change or a challenge, whether it's as big as COVID was for all of us, or a medical diagnosis, or a loss in your life, in your family, or a loss of a pet, a loss of anything in your life, any kind of challenge. Remember, challenges can be good or bad, right? When we get married, we face a lot of new situations and a lot of challenges, but they're all good, right? Well, not all good, but most of them are good. When somebody passes away, we face a lot of challenges that we consider negative and bad. And so it's all about how we respond to everything. So what's in it for you to have an automatic way of dealing with changes and challenges? Share that in the comments below, because I sincerely want to know, so that we make sure we get any questions you have, or any doubts or fears or worries answered from the beginning as we're building the foundation before we actually jump into the process and start practicing doing it every day. Our tool today, as I mentioned, is set point. Think of a thermostat. Every one of us has a natural average, a natural set point, a natural way of being, a natural way of responding to changes and challenges. We already have that. We're gonna detail ours out in a couple of days. But for right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I like to take things that are super subjective and hard to measure and add a measurement to them, because then I can see if I'm making progress over time. The set point, or the thermostat example, is a good way to do this with things that are emotional or hard to quantify, such as our resistance or our ability to handle challenges. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very low. I avoid it. I do all kinds of things to not deal with the change or challenge. I pretend it doesn't exist. I do everything in my power to pretend that it's not happening or to ignore it. 10 being I absolutely positively go with the flow of any change that happens, and I do what's best for me, and I act immediately. I don't have any resistance to change. I realize it's going to happen every day of my life, and it's just keep coming down the pipe, and my ability to handle it and be resilient is just part of my being. It's part of my nature. Now, I'm going to share where I think I am at with respect to this resistance scale now, if that helps to provide some perspective. Pre-COVID, I considered myself pretty average with respect to the ability to handle change. I'd had a lot of changes in my life come down the pipe, and a lot of experience with changes and challenges, and all kinds of challenges, business challenges, relationship challenges, physical health challenges, emotional challenges, loss of people I love and care about challenges, loss of pets, loss of a lot of things, loss of jobs, things like that. So I've dealt with a lot of challenges. So I considered myself pretty average about my resistance to dealing with challenges. I had, the average amount of ways to negatively deal with it. Then I was about in the middle, I think, if I'm comparing myself to other people, which I don't recommend doing, by the way. It's just about me comparing myself to me. That's why I make the scales and the set point. So I figured I was about a 5 before COVID. COVID hit, and I thought I was pretty good about handling changes and challenges. But all of a sudden, my resistance shot up to an 8. I found myself resisting things that I normally would just shake my head at and just go along with the flow and not deal with. But I found myself definitely resisting more than normal, more than average, more than the average bear with respect to the changes and the challenges that were coming into my life because of the COVID pandemic and the things that were mandated and put in place with respect to that. Now, after doing this challenge several times and continually improving, I think my resistance is about a 3. My set point is about a 3 now. It's actually gone down and is much better due to practice and application of this automatic process than it was even before COVID, before the pandemic. I consider myself much better, much less resistance than average now, and before I just considered myself average. So set point, 1 to 10, 1 being total 100% resistance, 10 being 0 resistance. If we think about it as a resistance scale, what's your set point? For our action item today, share that in the comments below, or better yet, share one thing that's in it for you or that you want to make sure that you get out of this particular challenge. That's it. Any questions, hit me up. I've got direct messages set here on the Facebook page. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow. And I don't think I'm going to tell you what tomorrow is about. Tomorrow is all about you some more, because that's what this challenge is about. Have an awesome day, and I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.